way up here, I'm cloud nine like, yeah. So what the problem is, your best yesterday, you ain't making any sense, yeah. Hell, this is for the trouble kids who have had people that mistake freedom for ignorance. Like hell no, here we go. Gotta get the party out on the floor. I'm pulling back and pushing in. Let me start some party like, yeah.
Hello and welcome back to Ouachitalk. I'm Ben,
I'm your local anti-Donnie.
and today we have Whisky Bayou.
Hey,
Yeah.
How about you guys introduce yourselves?
I'm Matt Powell, or Scooby. This is Jules.
Julian Langston.
Ray Silvestri.
Right on. So tell us a little bit about the song we just heard, Sticks and Stones.
It's a old kind of party fun song that we wrote a long time ago. It's one that we got lucky enough to get put down pretty well, studio and everything. It's one of my favorite little recordings.
Y'all play it live?
And there for a few good shows.
Yeah.
Tell us about the recording.
Well, it was done at the old Sugar Studios. Kenley was a part of us at that point in time. He laid down some rhythm tracks for it.
Yeah.
We had our bass player, Vance Box, had his recording equipment, and we just kind of decided, hey man, let's mic stuff up and see if we can put down a good copy of a song, and there you have it.
Jules, how many bass players have you had, bro?
Man, but the tone for the lead on that song, it came from a carving head. I had swatched to the 50 watt going through it and a wah-wah pedal.
Nice.
High gain, you know.
Nice.
It was nice.
Yeah, I was wondering what made that specific tone.
Yeah.
It sounds great, man.
Yeah.
So take us back to the beginning. How did Whisky Bayou first come together?
Well, let me a little bit, just to tell a little piece of the story. 2006, Jules and Ray came to me and said, "Hey man, come do some vocals and stuff." And I said, "Nah, that's too heavy, man. Y'all's music is too heavy." And then I was there for a little while, and then I had to move on. But what I want to hear about is this Whisky Bayou.
Yeah, I mean, we were kind of more metal
Yeah.
back then, for sure.
Yeah. And I said, you guys are too heavy, but then we jammed, like that first jam, it was just, holy shit, let's do this.
Hey, Donnie, why don't you tell us a little bit more about what happened in the very beginning of Whisky Bayou?
Okay, the very beginning, Julian and I had known each other for a while, and I'd never met Ray. And Jules came to me and said, we want you to do vocals and stuff and come jam with us. And I met Ray and met you, and we jammed that first time, and it was like magic. It was just, at first I thought it was going to be too heavy. The music was going to be too heavy for me with vocals, but it was just amazing, and we clicked as friends and everything. And we even Dustin Underwood, at first I said I couldn't do the vocals, so we had Dustin Underwood, we had maybe 10 different people try out for vocals, right? And we just, I think as a group, we said, none of these guys are working, I'm gonna do it. And then I tried playing guitar and vocals at the same time, and that didn't really work. So Jules was handling all the guitar duties, and we made recordings, we played shows, we did everything. We took it as far as we could as a group and had a blast as brothers. And I moved to Los Angeles.
Yep.
I moved to Los Angeles.
And then came
Yeah.
the maestro,
The second coming.
yeah, the voice of Whisky Bayou.
Yeah, and how did that come to be? How did y'all?
Man, I didn't have anything going at that point in time. I think I had gotten in touch with you, and you were talking about you were leaving or something, and invited me out one day, and I went over there, jammed.
Yeah, it just fit because me and Scooby been doing music for so long
Yeah.
before then.
Right, y'all were in 200 Proof.
Oh yeah.
And what else?
Negative feedback.
Negative feedback.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was the good one.
Yes.
A little project called Black Friday.
Yeah.
Another project we're not
That's
going
when
to
they
make.
met me. That's when
whenever Ray
Scooby
come
met
in.
me and Jules.
Yeah. And
Or I met them too, actually.
so you said, Ray, that Whisky Bayou is your first official band.
It was.
That's amazing.
Yep.
You're such an awesome drummer, man, and just, it amazes me that you wasn't already in bands.
Well, I mean, I had got a drum kit about a year before I met these guys, and
No way.
Yeah, man, just kind of put on CDs of Metallica and Megadeth, and that's what I learned to. And then I met these guys, and I brought the little metal edge from the drums that kind of got with what Jules was going after at that point in time, and so we just kind of clicked on that.
I would have thought you were playing drums since you were a teenager.
No, man, was new to it at that point, especially being that fresh to a band. That's why Whisky Bayou was my first band.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just kind of evolved, and my drumming has kind of evolved from a lot of metal-y to just a lot more just hard rock, just kind of being more conducive to the song than trying to do stuff that doesn't need to be put in the song.
Yeah.
Rocking too hard.
So that's how your brief bio. What got you started in music?
Oh man, I kind of had family members that played music and stuff, so they got me interested pretty early on, and I started playing bass whenever I was around 12, and it took me a couple of years before I really started singing, and got through in high school, started a band with these guys over here, and the original 200 proof. Once I got going with that, it just kind of took off.
Yeah. And Jules, quick bio.
Yeah, my brother taught me how to play guitar, and I taught myself a lot when I was younger, like 15s when I picked it up. I mowed my brother's lawn for a year, God rest his soul, that summer, and we traded out guitar lessons, so.
Yeah. And Scott had a lot to do with getting you on the scales.
Yeah, always. Dad's been super supportive of me, man, and he had me go over my scales 100 times one way and 100 times the other way every night, man.
Oh, dude.
And just pentatonic stuff, and he knew that was the substance that was going to make something, some kind of guitar player.
Oh man.
Let me
it was
intersect
the bomb.
real quick. As a musician, if you could hang out 5 minutes with Nate,
Oh my God.
you would be a better musician.
Yes.
That man knew so much on guitar. He's known more about guitar than I'll ever figure out.
Yeah, Nate was
Lucky for
phenomenal.
me, I
Super
have a
talented,
copy of some stuff that us three and Nate did one
beautiful,
night,
dude.
and it was just a lot of that
yeah.
stuff was magical, and it
Yeah.
sounds so good.
100%.
Nate was a phenomenal musician and one of the most real persons I've ever met.
Truly.
Yeah, it's great, dude.
So where did the name come from?
Dustin Underwood,
Yeah.
the Godfather.
Good.
Yeah.
God,
Well, we were sitting around. We were tossing around ideas. We were saying there was a bunch of stupid ideas. We were putting two words together that didn't make sense. And,
Yeah.
And we were almost on the
That's how our hogwash came together.
and we were almost on the cusp of something like river something, and then Dustin just shouts out Whisky Bayou.
Yeah.
And it kind
And
of
the thing was we couldn't decide do we want it with the E or without the E.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And then, it was just like, okay, well, I'm just going to design a font, and here's what it's going to be.
So
Yeah.
you originated the original font. That
Yeah,
was
I drew the lettering out, and
He's
got
responsible
that.
for all the art.
I remember, because I
was
remember.
bomb diggity, too.
I was in a band called Bending Reason for a little while, and we had a room upstairs at the band rooms. And
Okay.
you guys would invite us to You guys had the best room.
Yeah, it was awesome.
You guys had the
Sugar
absolute, dude. You had the best room out there, man, and the
that really
decal
was.
was right there.
That's right.
And I can remember that door. I got vivid
Black
memories
door.
of things that
Yeah.
were
With the logo.
behind that door.
That's
But the logo.
that's my life in that room.
I'm gonna tell you from my experience though, the Whisky Bayou practice room #1,
Cotton Street.
Cotton Street
Oh,
was
yeah. One of the
amazing.
It was
Yeah,
awesome.
man.
We shared that with the Vadrines.
Yep.
Who are
Wow.
awesome, by the
Love
way.
it.
And and
I should
that,
get them on.
we're trying.
It's working itself out.
rock, paper, scissors too. Can't forget about them.
If you
Oh, wow.
can get them in town. Yeah. And so Man, so for these Americans and non-Americans who are paying attention to us, thank you guys. How would y'all describe Whisky Bayou sound if no one's ever heard it?
Oh man.
Mix between Metallica and Alice in Chains for me, you know, just like heavy guitar and
Southern hard rock.
yeah, southern stuff.
What'd you say?
Southern hard rock.
Yeah, 100%. I can hear the name Whisky Bayou and I instantly think Southern
yeah, man.
rock. Southern rock.
Yep.
That's what I'm going for.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yep.
So tell me about Simple Whiskey.
That's a project we have with Drew
Hill.
Hill.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Didn't I coin that term? Didn't I call it Simple Whiskey, or did you do that?
I don't remember where the Simple Whiskey name came
I saw
from.
you doing acoustic, and I scheduled it as Simple Whiskey.
That's what it was. Okay, on the bill.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So Donnie, I guess you're credited to that.
And it was why you funded that yourself.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
So tell me about Mothers Unite.
Ooh, I can tell you about the lyrics.
Yeah, tell me about the lyrics.
They can tell you about the music. The lyrics are about mothers who kill their children. And it was written in a first person perspective of like the woman doing the deed and then feeling the remorse and trying to explain to people, this is why I did it. That's the lyrics for Mothers Unite.
Because that one story that was popular in the news at the time.
Andrea Yates.
Yeah.
She killed six children?
Yeah. 6 of her kids in the bathtub. wasn't it?
Yeah.
Lord.
Dude, I woke
Dark
up
quick.
I woke up in the middle of the night
out, right?
and the whole song came to me and I wrote it down. I called these guys like 2 a.m. So
That's how it
The
goes
music came
sometimes,
from
right?
a riff that I had written, and then Scooby came back and wrote an even better riff, and then we put them together. And his riff was the chorus part, and then I took the chorus part that he had wrote and I busted it down and made the bridge part.
Yeah.
There's a heavy part, you know. The chorus is heavy, the bridge is heavier, you know. But the little 3 riff, you know, like a 3-time, like a waltz rhythm for the
Yeah.
verses, and you know, some trick little acoustic stuff I was doing with my fingers and some chords, and you know, and then just I was listening to a lot of Beethoven back then too, so I wanted to write a song with all the notes from the scale in it.
nice.
You know,
Nice.
Now, a little quick thing though, that song "Mothers Unite" was "This Is My Life."
Okay, so that's what I was just
Yeah,
wondering. Was
so
that
tell
on
us-
mine?
So
or
the
this?
music is the same. It's just the vocals put a different set of lyrics to the entire song.
And melody. But tell us about the version that you do and the one you wrote.
This is my life. Oh man, we wrote that. That was one of the very first songs that we did. Hell, I think we were still teenagers at
Yeah.
that point. Yeah, man. And I guess that was just about all the craziness of the world, you know? Pretty
Yeah.
much. Yeah. It was a good song.
So
Yeah,
tell
I love it.
I think we're playing it later.
yeah.
yeah. So stick around because it's going to be the first ever live performance at Ouachita.
Yeah.
Tonight.
Yeah. It is coming up later in this video.
So tell me about the song Whisky Bayou.
I had to have a song to describe the band, you know. It's just like a you know, title track,
Yeah.
Theme song.
theme song.
Yeah.
Does this one have the lyrics where you take your whiskey,
Yeah.
go down?
Dude,
Say it.
that's
What's the lyric?
Take your whiskey to the bayou and drown. They say
Yes.
the dead is at the bodies that they never found. Yeah.
Love it.
Love it, man.
I wrote that line right there. That's the only line I'm credited for.
You wrote it a long time ago.
Yeah.
That stuck around for a while.
Yeah. Put it as the bridge part.
And before we keep going with this, we do need to mention the original bassist, Neck Down, Jeremy Harrington, also wrote some lyrics for some music that you guys had already had too.
Yep.
And that was really cool.
Yep.
Butcher Yourself.
That's right.
Yep. And Ray wrote the lyrics for DVS. DVS stands for Devil versus Self. It's like a battle.
Nice.
And y'all,
Yep.
what's the name of the one that your version does?
I'm not sure.
Well, we don't do DVS.
We don't do DVS.
Oh,
We do I Might, which is
I Might,
which
which
used to be Butcher Yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
okay. I like that one too.
Yeah.
Lance Ward wrote that
Yep.
song.
That's right.
Yep.
He wrote the music or the lyrics?
The music.
Yeah.
Really?
He was a great dude.
I didn't know that.
Another lost
Another lost great
brother, man.
musician buddy. He was such a supporter of everyone.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
He was great.
I love how you take a song that could be easily washed away and
Yeah.
You put it back in the machine and it just continues to.
Oh, yeah.
I love that. I think that's
Yeah.
that. There's a lot of honor in that, and it takes more than honor. It takes integrity because there's something there,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
and it can grow. And you didn't just say, "Well, let me throw this out the door." You said, "Hey, man, let me resculpt this and let me condition this and to augment it into what your sound is now."
Yeah.
Which is ever growing. I think
And-
that's beautiful.
And it's crazy how much can change with just two different sets of lyrics, melodies with the vocals
yeah.
can make it almost like a whole entire different song altogether.
It is.
yeah,
and I have never in my life experienced what this group has done where the melody and the vocal changes and the lyrics change, but the song's the same, but it ain't the same at all.
Yeah, I know.
I've never heard of that anywhere of what you guys have done with what we've all done with Whisky Bayou.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody that's stepped in to do vocals, me, Drew, you know, everybody's pretty much wrote
Put their
all their
own spin.
completely different melodies, completely different lyrics.
Yeah.
Just they're completely made it their own.
That's gotta be
And it
some
was
kind of
pretty neat.
record.
Same music, but it sounds
Same music.
different from every singer. Some things get a little bit changed, to fit a certain style or whatever, but the song is pretty much the same. But when you put a different set of vocals from a different lyric standpoint, and it's just like you wouldn't recognize it's the same riffs.
Right.
Unless you're listening to them back to back to back.
Right. That's got to be some kind of precedent.
Well, I'm going to say, as a fan, I've been on the outside looking in of this. This is going on for
Oh yeah,
decades now.
long
Yeah.
time.
And I'm a fan of every iteration.
That's awesome.
I
Me
think
too.
that There's such just golden moments in every time you guys have done this.
Just 20 years we've been doing this project.
Yep, 20 years this year.
Yeah.
And seeing you guys at November's End,
Yeah,
Oh, that
was
was
awesome.
dude.
That was awesome.
That was
No rehearsals, just show up
I
and
mean,
jam.
come on.
Y'all
That's
showed
what it's
out.
all about.
Yeah,
Y'all
it was
showed
super
out.
fun.
It was really good.
And we haven't played together in years.
And then you were playing bass.
Yeah, I played
and
bass and sang.
Yeah, you were doing bass and vocals, and there was just something about it. It was magical.
Yeah, the
I was-
3-piece was awesome. That was a fun time.
And we've only done that a couple of times ever. Really, especially play at a show.
So we talked about the music a little bit. What can someone expect when they buy a ticket or pay a cover charge and walk in and Whisky Bayou's on the stage? What kind of show can they expect?
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Oh no, definitely some feel good rock and roll.
Feel good. I say high energy.
Yeah, high energy, tasteful, but just with a more distinctive southernish rock
Oh, yeah.
sound than a lot of what you normally would hear.
Yeah.
I would say it's very electric.
Soulful.
Yeah,
It's very
Soulful.
electric.
Yep.
Yeah.
it's fun.
Yep. And from a musician point of view, tight. You guys are tight.
Yes.
Rehearsal or not, tight.
Well,
That's a
what 20
lot of years
of-
of playing together.
Right? Well,
I
considering,
mean, we haven't played all 20 years, but yeah, we've played off and on for 20 years.
Yeah.
So,
considering you guys didn't rehearse for that show,
that's right.
Yeah,
Nobody
Nailed it, man.
nobody would have known that.
no, bro, I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have pegged that at all. That was good stuff.
Thank you.
yeah, I appreciate that.
So tell us about the early days. Tell us about the first practices. When did you notice within yourselves, like, dude, this is something. Like, this is it.
Yeah, I've been at 108 Cotton Street, right around
Yeah.
the corner from my dad's hair salon on Trenton Street.
Oh my God. There's video. You can look on YouTube and see some of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I used to have a little cassette recorder that I would set behind my drums somewhere and record
Oh, yeah.
everything. And then I would go and listen to it
Yep.
so I can feel what I need to be doing differently to bring to the next practice, which was the very next day because we practiced 6 days a week for about 6 hours a night. So
Yeah.
it was kind of like, rinse and repeat.
Oh my God, we practiced so much. We
But,
practiced.
I mean, we got pretty tight, pretty good, pretty fast. So
Yes.
So would y'all practice daily back then?
Yeah.
6 in the evening
Yep.
to pretty much midnight.
Yep. Every day but
Just
Sunday.
wood shedding as a band.
Yeah.
Every day was Sunday.
That's
We
where
get
it's
one
at.
one night off.
Yep. One of my
And we
fondest
did-
memories of the early days was we got a bunch of cheap microphones he had a Boss recorder, and I learned how to use it real quick. And we put our heads together, and we mic'd up the drums, and we did with cheap microphones and stuff. And they're having a party. And this practice room is one big room. They're having a party, like 12 people back here drinking and partying. I'm up here doing my vocals. And you can still hear on those vocal tracks everybody partying in the background if you listen.
A little bleed through with a good time.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's one of my fondest memories.
Yeah.
So, you've been the drummer since day one.
Showing up.
So what type of drums do you prefer to play? Brand names.
Right now, I own a set of Gretches that I'm in love with.
I love Gretsch.
Yeah, so I can't really lay claims to another brand. I've played on some Thomas and I like them.
They are good.
But I mean, for me, you know, I love my Gretches. So,
Yeah.
you know, my pork pie snare has been with me for forever.
Yeah.
I got that from
Posey.
David Posey.
Nice.
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 A long time ago, and man, it's just it's a trooper, man. That's my pride right there.
Yep.
So what type of guitars have you played throughout the years in Whisky Bayou?
Started out with a Jackson
Jackson.
Dinky.
Dinky?
Yeah, it's a super limited version. You know, that's back when I was doing like dive bombs with the Floyd Rose and stuff. Right? But then we wanted to go to drop D, you know, and I got an Explorer, PV Explorer for a minute, but then I locked in, man. I sold some stuff and traded some stuff to Dwight at PG Guitars and got the Les Paul. And that's when the sound really was solidified with that Les Paul. It coming through the Triple X, the PV Triple X cabinet, you know, back in the early days, it'd be like 10, 12 stacked taller than me,
Right.
you know, with two heads on it. And, you know, it was, we played with different amps and stuff and recordings, but always performing it was on a PV Triple X and a Les Paul. That's what really made the sound.
And
So at November's End, the bass you were playing, what were you playing through and what kind of bass was that?
Oh, that was actually.
Yeah, man, I think it's a Fender P bass.
Yeah, I think
It
so.
was a killer sound.
That was a nice bass, dude. Yeah, I borrowed it from that. I don't actually play bass. So.
Oh, you?
Like, I play bass. I used to back when I was young.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
First
killed it,
instrument.
dude.
do you have a particular mic that you feel like justifies your vocals?
I mean, dude, I got that Sennheiser at the house.
Sennheiser?
Dude, that's yes. And once I ordered that one, that's
German made.
Yeah,
I like
it's
good
I
stuff.
like
got
it.
some-
Yeah, man. I've always used a Shure, you know, SN58.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's been the one.
But that's
Yeah.
my first time ever kind of stepping outside of that. But
Yeah.
now that I've got it, I like it quite a lot.
Yeah.
Right on. So who's been your biggest influence musically?
For me, I'd have to say, you know, if we're just talking about, you know, when I got started, it would have to be because, I mean, I was a metalhead at heart, so Metallica and Megadeth were and Pantera were my,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
what I was playing to at the house when I was learning.
Right.
But I'm not going to reveal my age here, but I'm pretty decently amount older than these other guys over here. But I mean, I classic rock, you know, never forgetting my roots and what I used to listen to.
100%.
And that's kind of where Whisky Bayou with Matt kind of got its sound, was just playing a good solid rock drums and still just used your little tricks from time to time with your metal influence.
Right.
But not overplaying. But yeah, just for me, it's Metallica and Megadeth, the old Metallica.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know, just classic rock songs that I just know in my head.
Right.
You know, so that's where I get my sound from.
So vocally, who's inspired you the most?
Oh man, don't make fun of me, but I'm a big Scott Stapp fan.
Hey,
Nothing wrong with that, dude.
Yeah,
No, he's
Shine
great.
Down.
Dude's an amazing,
Always been one of my favorites. You know, a lot of old bands. You know, whenever I first started really getting into rock music and things like that, and you know, I was listening to nothing but metal. You know, all the time. You know, and eventually I just kind of petered out and started actually listening to a little bit more. You know, vocal music, I guess you could say. You know, singing and stuff like that. And ever since then, you know, it's just a lot of Shine Down, Creed, Nickelback kind of stuff, and you take that and mix it up with some Pantera, you know.
You got a Scott Weiland vibe.
Yeah.
With your voice too, man.
Yeah, I mean,
I've always said that, like, man, to me, when I'm listening to Whisky Bayou and I'm listening to you,
Yeah.
I'm like, man, this is like a heavy Stone Temple Pilots.
Right.
And when I'm listening
Yeah, I
to
see
like
it.
to Drew, I'm like, this is like
Heavy Alice.
a heavy Alice in
Alice in
Chains.
Chains,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
You gotta say that.
And my version would have been more of Nirvana-ish.
Yeah,
for sure,
exactly.
for sure. And with with the different years of sound, you get the different aspects. Guitar wise, like, dude,
Yeah.
you're an amazing lead guitar player.
Thank you, bro.
Always.
I
And
appreciate it.
vocalist.
Appreciate
And you're a
that.
killer.
Yeah, and you can
vocalist.
sing. Don't
And a good
Yeah,
and
man.
a great songwriter.
Yeah, dude.
And it was also Dimebag Darrell, of course. Zach Wild, ZZ Top, Billy Gibbons, the Allman Brothers. Anything Southern, anything guitar-y, and
Yeah,
I'm nowhere near those guys, but that's my influence. That's
I
what
can
I
hear
look
it.
to.
Though. I can hear it.
Yeah,
I like your blues videos when you do solo, like a blues video solo.
the Jules Project,
The
yeah.
Jules
Yeah, the
Project.
Jules Project.
Yeah.
Love that stuff.
Punk rock blues.
Yeah. Is there any pre-show rituals that y'all do before you play, or like say a prayer or?
Wear lucky socks.
I mean, try to practice.
Try to
Show up on time.
show up on time. Those are important.
Hey,
I
man.
mean, that's a good ritual. Just show up on time, man.
Yeah.
Donnie's aiming that one toward me, man. He's like, show up on time.
I didn't say that.
I can feel it, dude. It's
Well,
good.
Well, what about the most wildest, memorable show y'all played?
We can't talk about that.
It's okay. It's understandable. It's
Okay,
understandable.
I think I know that
Next question,
story.
please. Next question, please.
Okay, next question.
So when you guys are writing a song, how do we start? Do we start with a riff, a melody, a beat?
Some lyrics and a riff.
Yeah, usually. Yep. A lot of times we'll just sit there and jam stuff over and over again in the practice room, and eventually we'll play something that sounds good enough to stick.
Yeah.
And we'll just build it up from there. It might be 5 songs before it's finally the song it's supposed to be.
Well, you know how when everybody gets their stuff ready and they're just ready to start practice, how you usually get about a good 5 to 15 minutes of just jamming, so
Just
everybody
noise.
can get
Yeah.
loose and the drummer can get loose. We're just jamming out stuff. You play something, I'll play a beat. Hopefully, we'll make it mesh somewhere in the line. You know what I mean? And so you capture a lot of those beautiful moments if you are able to record that. And I used to set up a computer behind my drums and or a mic behind me catching everything, and so we caught some pretty good material that we either use as a part of something in a song, or we didn't really ever write a full song around some of that, because a lot of it was just a lot of riffs that were getting
Yeah.
thrown out,
Take
time
some
changes,
and
stuff
put
like
pieces
that.
where they go. And,
Yeah, just trying to find something that's just like, that's where it's at. Let's do
Yeah.
that. Let's get that one, and we'll put it somewhere it's too good of a piece,
Yeah, you don't want to lose it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of how some stuff got,
Yeah. But now we can do it on our phone.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
just sit there and press record on a phone.
Yeah, I know it, man.
Isn't it amazing?
Technology. It's
great.
crazy.
yeah.
And again, these guys are going to do the very first live performance on the Ouachitalk podcast. So tell us about the song that you're going to do at the end of the show.
I believe we're going to do Whisky Bayou.
Whisky Bayou.
And then possibly This Is My Life, maybe 2,
Yeah,
possibly.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
it depends
those
on
would be the main
what's-
2. Those are our 2 biggest songs, I guess.
And they're both originals.
Oh, yeah.
For the people to know.
So, being a musician, it's hard to stay in your art. It's real hard when you've got life.
Oh,
You got existence, day-to-day grind to survive. You got families.
Oh, yeah.
What keeps you guys motivated?
The fact that I don't really have a social life outside of music, work, and golf.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I don't have any hobbies, and the hobbies that I do have keep me, doing things that I love doing, and it's really at no hassle to someone else, and making money playing music and making money on the golf course is a lot better than, being out in the streets or
Right.
just out spending money somewhere at a bar or a strip club or somewhere like that. Just keeping my head low and making sure that keeping myself out of trouble, and we're gonna be good, on the music scene. So that's where I get mine.
Right. And what y'all's secret to, over all these years, all these different lineups, all these different things, to making it work with each other?
Oh man, good friends, right?
Yeah, brothers.
Yeah.
Brothers,
There you go.
family
Like,
thing.
hey man,
That's
Well,
so important.
Giving in from time to time and not trying to be the biggest in the building.
The
You know,
ego
so-
and the
Coming together, a rain stick that works well.
I remember that.
Hosting a meeting either before or after practice with a rain stick and giving everybody an opportunity to speak, and nobody is trying to cut in and butt in. You just sit there and you take what they got to say, and you're going to have to listen to it.
Yep.
And
I respect
and
that.
and
That's
then you come to some kind of conclusion agreement of, okay, well, we'll do this instead. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's a big benefit.
So
And along with the rain stick was also, at least in the beginning, no girlfriends or wives allowed at the practice and discussion.
That's right. That's right.
So it's safe to say that you guys are your brother's keeper.
That's right.
Very true.
Yeah.
That means a lot. A band is supposed to be a family.
oh it is.
And there's a lot to be said about that.
But
Yeah.
we don't see each other as much as we used to. But
Yeah.
we enjoy.
Still here, brother.
We
Oh, yeah,
enjoy
man.
every minute when we're together. So
Oh, most
it
definitely
just
do.
makes it that much better.
And even when we're old dudes, we're gonna be still trying to
Right.
get together.
That's right.
For one of them Whisky Bayou reunions.
Right? Are you guys working on any new music right now?
Not really, not at the moment. We've talked about getting in there and doing a little work. We ain't got off our butts and done it yet.
Yeah, well, I'm writing music all the time,
yeah.
doing cover songs and working on my own solo project,
Same here.
stuff like that. So it's all like ammunition for pulling the trigger on something like that.
Yeah.
That's right.
Have riffs in the closet.
It'd be fun to get in a studio and record some of the old Whisky Bayou stuff that we used to know back in the day.
Yeah.
It's been so long.
For me, what you're talking about, getting there and record the
Oh,
old
so much
stuff,
better.
it kind of opens up for
Oh,
the
it
new
does.
chapter to writing for me.
Yeah.
Because it's done.
Yes,
Right, right,
and,
right.
and like what you said, with doing your own thing, having more than one project, that just gives you a pocket full of energy and ideas for your other projects. Like when I'm jamming with Kenley, it's like, with what we do, I turn around and go to drowning lessons, and I have like an abundance of ideas that I would have never even thought of
Yeah.
had I not been sitting in here in this room, working on different music.
Yeah.
So like I think it's really detriment for to have multiple facets.
Yeah.
As a musician, you can't just surrender yourself to one theme.
Yeah.
Because you're ever expanding as a man and as a musician.
Yeah.
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 So
Yeah.
each one of you guys separately, start with you, Scooby. If you could share the stage with Whisky Bayou with any band, past or present, who would you choose?
If you mean local bands,
Any band, anybody.
any band, Good
Anybody.
Lord. Skinner, maybe. I don't
Skinner?
know. I don't know. Probably.
Yeah.
That would be the
Hey,
coolest
man.
thing on the planet. You know what I mean?
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Jules?
Aren't too many.
Oh man, we've shared the stage with so many awesome bands, man. I can't sit here and name them all, but like we used to gig and we would have really killer shows with a killer lineup. But if I could share the stage with anyone, like hands down would be family members, like blood family members, like my brother Nate, God rest his soul. My daughter Layla, she is a phenomenal violinist, and my son Jackson, he's a flute player. We've never jammed together before, but we're gonna. And it's magical whenever you can have a blood family relative like with you creating something. It's a whole different vibe, you know.
Amen, bro.
For sure.
Still
Amen.
his answer.
What do you got?
I would have to say probably a Louisiana Hall of Famer, very good friend of mine, drummer, vocalist, awesome. Like I said again, in the Hall of Fame, Louisiana Tri-State Hall of Fame, Billy J. Morris.
Billy J.
I want to share a stage with Billy J.
Nice.
At some point.
Awesome.
And I hope he's seeing this. You know where I'm at.
Nice.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is a great dude.
He used to critique our rehearsals. He would say we were, because I was studying my modes on the guitar, and he said, "Yeah, y'all are in a Depeche mode." He got that southern accent, you know.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So what's one goal that you guys have not checked off the list yet that you have in your mind and in your heart to do?
Getting all of that Whisky Bayou material recorded
In a studio.
in the studio, getting it all legit. You know, even if we don't use it just to still have it done.
How many tracks would that be?
Oh my lord!
I mean, there's a lot of music, but
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, if we
No, finished tracks. How many finished songs would it take to
oh
come?
man,
9 or 10 maybe.
and that's just for the
That's just what
major
we would
ones.
play
I'd
on our
probably
sets
say.
when we were playing at the
Yeah.
Tsunami.
I mean,
or,
we probably got about
you know,
30 good songs that if we
I got
sat
you.
down and went to really messing with, we could pull back out.
Y'all should do an
out of the
album
box.
called-
We got a lot.
You should do an album called Whisky Bayou, Then and Now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Because you could like take all the old stuff, modernize it, and then do a few new ones to contrast it.
Yeah.
That would be a cool
That's an
album.
idea
Really?
there.
That'd be a cool album.
I have to keep that one in play.
Should.
I mean, yeah, because like
Should.
when we did the original Whiskey Bayou stuff, it was coming
Good idea, man.
coming right back out of your stuff, you know, and that compared to what it ended up turning into when we had Kinley and Vance in there. We wrote, I mean, the songs sound the same, but like he was talking about, we played everything in D, so it's also like the same music, but a little bit more modernized, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And all that. So, man, there you know, tell me what it sounds like. We got Eck in there now.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Oh man.
That'd be cool. Looking forward to it, man. I want to see that. I
Oh
want to hear
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I want to hear those songs.
I wanted to ask you guys about some venues, if you wanted to shout out any of your favorite venues, but I want to preface that with a story. 2006, our first time playing the Blue Monkey, we did something that no one has done before or since, and we did it with Kenley's band, Cynical. The doorman cost $80, the sound man cost $100. I went to the guys, we discussed it. We said, we're going to pay for the sound man, we're going to pay for the doorman, and we're going to let everybody in for free. We didn't do it for the money to begin with. Yeah. And we bought the whiskey for the bar to sell for $1 shots. Yeah. Anyway, that was so awesome. So do you guys have any venues that you want to shout out over the years?
Oh man, there's been so many awesome places to play around here. I guess probably one of my
Used
favorites
to
was
be
always
so many awesome places.
Olive Street, then Tsunami.
Blue Monkey.
That was the bomb. Blue Monkey. Oh my lord.
Yeah.
That was the spot back
That
in
was
the Gap,
spot,
man.
That was,
Oh
that was
yeah.
the place.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever play Scruffs?
I had it.
Yeah.
Did y'all play, what was that, The Cave?
I played the Cave one time. When that Ollie's joint?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, Lottie's joint. Yeah.
No, I played at what was that? The Coyote. Back when that was Lottie's joint.
What about the Florida Live?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did the
we
Florida
did
Live.
that.
Oh,
We did
yeah.
The kids
Oh,
show
man.
there. For
Yep.
Yeah.
Was it
That was a cool venue.
We sure
the,
did.
what kind of and Gloom Chasers was there too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did we go to Bastrop and play a show at
We took, with the Freaky Fest, man.
Yeah, sure did. For
Was
Victor.
Mind Cure there on that one?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think Mind Cure played that.
Yeah.
Dude, that's 2004, 2005, 2006
Oh, yeah.
era.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yep.
I played a show with the Gloom Chasers, Black Market Ministry, Tomb Ride,
Wow.
and Bending Reason, the band I was in at the time, at the Florida Live.
Okay.
Played there several times, man. That place was cool.
Yeah, it was it was a cool venue for the kids.
It was.
You know,
All ages venue. Everybody come in and
You know, it was just
people
kind of.
mosh and have a great night.
And that's the problem now is the kids don't really have a good place to go.
No, they
No,
don't.
Man, it's not like it was back whenever we
There's no money in an all ages music venue, so none of these people around here want to invest in that.
I mean, pretty much.
That's it.
shame.
Yep.
It's a shame.
Well, you know, as a drummer who is, you know, constantly having to haul equipment around from venue to venue in unprotected cases, you know, you have to check your tune. You know, especially if you intend on having a mic set up. I mean, before the gig, it doesn't take that long just to check real quick, make sure it's you don't have something that's come loose or something in the move, you know, and you know, don't overplay, you know, play to what it needs and stick to what works.
Serve the song.
You know, yeah, try to be consistent from your rehearsals to your gigs. If you're going to do a feel in rehearsals, do the feel in the gigs because they kind of rely on hearing that feel for the many times that you practice it. So try to have something when you're writing a new song. Have your parts set in stone.
Yeah.
You know, this is what I'm playing. This is the song, and just have fun with it.
There you go.
Yeah, son, keep your head up, keep your guitar tuned, learning the notes on the fretboard, study the pentatonic scale.
Yeah. Lots and lots of
Play
practice.
the power chords, man. Don't care. Just escape.
Yeah.
Do you.
That's what it's there for.
We're gonna get through this too.
All right.
Truly.
God bless.
All right. Well, until next time, keep the
sounds
sounds alive.
alive.
Whisky Bayou. Swamp water on my head. Now the fog is rolling in to take away what you call life. As the day becomes the night, the fear starts setting in just right. Your journey's coming to an end. There is nothing you can say. There is nothing you can do. There is nowhere to run from the fate in which you choose. As you stand beside the water, you feel it rushing through. There is nowhere to run. Oh, Whisky Bayou. Cypress covering the land. Feel the creatures moving in to take away what you call life. Wading waist deep in the water, the fear is growing each step closer. There's just no way out alive. Yeah. There is nothing you can say. There is nothing you can do. There is nowhere to run from the fate in which you choose. the fate which you choose as you stand beside the water. You feel